Dyfo, the skull and pizza guy that makes us all laugh every week. The one that has us chanting "Hoes mad" and clowning on idiots of the internet. Thousands tune in every week to hear what this man has to say, expecting it to be harmless online laughter by laughing at other idiots on the internet. But what if I told you there was potentially a deep and dark secret layered inside of this channel? What if I told you Dyfo is not the man that he pretends to be on the internet? Join me as I present to you the real Dyfo. To fully understand who Dyfo is, what his goals are, and why he posts to YouTube, it only makes sense that we begin this story on where the man is from. Viewers of his have been trying to gain knowledge on where he resides, but Dyfo keeps his location completely secret, and for good reason. You see, it's quite clear that Dyfo is playing a game. He's basically a man of riddles, and where he actually resides is actually lying in plain sight. So let's begin to decipher this little riddle. If you're a viewer of his, you're probably quite familiar with Dyfo's terminology of trying to gain subscribers. I'll play a portion of that for you now.
If you are new, make sure you subscribe right now or else you have a very high chance of having a small dick.
Did you catch that? Let me play it a couple more times.
If you are new, make sure you subscribe right now or else you have a very high chance of having a small dick. If you are new, make sure you subscribe right now or else you have an extremely high chance of having a small dick for a long time. If you guys are new, make sure you subscribe right now or else you have a very high chance of having a small dick.
Notice all the references to having a small
dick.
The clear cry for help that he needs to state that he does not have a small dick. It's quite obvious. Dyfo is trying to compensate for his small little friend inside his pants. Otherwise, why the concern for having a small dick? Why the need to project his insecurities like that? We see this type of behavior all the time in Western society, where men with smaller penises purchase large and loud pickup trucks. Because nothing says I have a large penis quite clearly like driving around in a large truck or telling random people online to subscribe to your channel so that you can have the sensation of being a giga chad with a large penis. Surprisingly enough, knowing that he has a small penis actually gives us a huge piece of data and allows us to triangulate and hone in on where Dyfo is from. And the results were, well, a quick Google search yields results that men from North and South Korea average with a penis size around 3.8 inches, which is significantly smaller than the world's average of, well, 5.5 inches. So this narrowed down our search. We know Dyfo is from one of the Koreas. But again, Dyfo is a man of riddles, almost strategic like a general in war. Which Korea he is from is again clearly posted in plain sight. If we take a look at his logo, we notice the imagery of a skull and pizza, as if it's to represent death from an abundance of food, or in what I believe is to be representing the lack of food, starvation. See, food is seen as a symbol of life or death in North Korea. I have no doubt in my mind that this is our smoking gun, the link that ties Dyfo to North Korea. Now let's just take a step back for a second. Throughout history, we've witnessed that North Korea is no stranger to famine. In fact, North Koreans are so malnourished that on average, they are 3 inches shorter than their South Korean neighbors. What makes things worse is that the elites of the country happily eat from the forced labor of their citizens, while the remaining population goes hungry, living off incredibly small rations. An incredibly unfortunate situation and a true crime against humanity itself. Knowing all this, one thing is very clear. Dyfo is a man with a small penis from North Korea. That is just simple fact. Some could say he's probably homies with Kim Jong-un himself and probably plays basketball with him on the daily. Now this may be a surprise for some of you, but the name Dyfo is actually short for, get this, dying food. What is he trying to say with this name? That maybe he is dying from food? A disgusting joke, as if he's making a mockery of the poor citizens of North Korea. There's more evidence here. Earlier this year, Dyfo posted a picture of himself with 3 other males. I blurred the faces here, but bro, trust me, what's shown here is what seems to be a gathering of 2 Asian and 2 Caucasian men. We're not sure of who in the photograph is Dyfo, but given our prior research, it's probably safe to assume that he is one of the 2 Asian men. We're not sure what the occasion was for in this photograph, but I like to think that they probably meant to discuss the collapse of Western civilization over thin crust pizza. The picture has since been deleted once followers of his started to question if Dyfo was Asian or where he was exactly from. Maybe things were getting a little bit too close for our little Pyongyang riddler. Remember, Dyfo is a man of riddles. He likes to hide in plain sight. Are the two Caucasian men in this photograph decoys? Could it be that Dyfo is pretending to be a white man, just like he has been pretending to have a large penis? There are breadcrumbs everywhere leading me to believe that Dyfo is indeed North Korean. Look at this tweet here. Notice how hard he's trying to be white, just like he tries to have a huge penis in all of his videos. Another cry for help. It has the "how do you do, fellow kids" meme writ all over it. Like, okay, we get it, Steve Buscemi, you're white. Man, does every North Korean agent actually believe other Americans talk like this? Looking deeper into his Twitter, and it's obvious he's part of the North Korean elite, maybe even related to Kim Jong-un himself. The freshly mowed lawn, the coastal photographs, the amazing 3-monitor PC setup to play toxic search in, all showcasing a sense of a great lifestyle. This is a common strategy used in North Korea by showcasing quote-unquote good features of their country. That life in North Korea is actually fantastic. For example, North Korea has built a fake town on the South Korean border, even though no one lives there, to show how great they really are. These photos clearly present that Dyfo is part of the privileged North Korean elite society. But why? Why would a North Korean elite with a small penis make YouTube videos targeted at making a young male demographic laugh? Well, we all know laughing is a great way to bring people together. It's also a fantastic negotiation tool. Make somebody laugh, and they're willing to listen to your side of the story a little more. Knowing this, one obvious implausible answer is that it's all propaganda to further strengthen the North Korean army of the future by infiltrating the country from within, by playing the long game and investing in our youth. History shows us similar tactics were done in Germany back in the 1920s and 30s when Hitler set up a program called the Hitler Youth. It was a program where young men throughout Germany would hang out, participating in recreational activities while simultaneously being drip-fed Nazi ideology. It proved successful and produced some of the most dedicated soldiers. Even today, China practices this type of infiltration by sending over young students onto our soil, pretending to want to study abroad when in reality, they're Chinese government spies loyal to the red flag. This is clearly what Dyfo's trying to do with North Korea. To me, the proof is in the pudding. It's almost as if every bit of this man's channel is layered with evidence. Another example, okay, viewers who are watching this video are probably very familiar with the song Who's Mad, or as Dyfo likes to call it, the national anthem that is constantly played on the channel. Happens almost every single video. They look forward to it being played every single week. Well, get this. If we play the song backwards, do you know what song that is? Take a guess. Yeah, that's the North Korean national anthem. I guess we now know why it's called the national anthem. Also notice how every video is mainly just Call of Duty gameplay. It's almost as if he's trying to subconsciously train his viewers for some sort of upcoming war. You may think I'm crazy and jumping to conclusions, but how come in every single video, Dyfo tells them to
watch the entire video, don't be a bitch.
It's a way to gauge how loyal his viewers actually are. In YouTube's back end, there is a creator studio, and in there you can see the average duration of all your videos. I'm willing to bet all his videos are watched from start to end. But we don't need to look at his channel analytics to know this. You can clearly see in the comments how glad his viewers are to follow Dyfo's orders. They're ready and they're trained for the day that Pyongyang broadcasts the doomsday signal to follow their general into the midst of battle. Now, I don't know when this grand scheme or this grand plan is going to actually take place. I don't know when that doomsday signal is going to play one day on Dyfo's channel, but I'm here and I'm sitting here and I'm watching. Now this story doesn't end here. Remember this photograph? I've been doing endless amount of research into this topic, and I found out exactly who the other 3 men in this photograph are. And honestly, the results may surprise you, but that's a topic for another video. In part 2 of this documentary, we'll go into detail on who these other men are and reveal exactly what is going on behind the scenes of what all these men are plotting. I'll leave you guys with a single clue. They're all YouTubers that you probably watch. That is all that's going to be here for today, guys. I hope the doomsday signal doesn't play before part 2 comes in, because this story needs to get exposed. It needs to be sent out there. So please, all of you, be safe. And until next time, peace.